Hey guys, welcome to the Creators Klub with Kimmi, where I teach people how to start and grow their YouTube channel like a what? Like a pro. Let's go, let's go. So today we are talking about starting to post on YouTube and you're scared. I want you to watch this. Look, I know you're scared. I was scared. I am scared and stay scared, okay? But we're going to do it anyway. So yeah, you may be scared, but I want to give you a few points. First of all, starting your YouTube channel, growing your YouTube channel, it can be frightening, right? Right? Okay, I'm not editing this video because I want you to see we just keeping it real over here. There's no editing. What you see is what you get. Now, eventually there will come a time when I'll teach you how to edit. But for most of you, you're just starting out, and I want you to see the real, the raw. This is what happens when you film it, okay? So it's going to be some bloopers in here, and we're not even cutting it out. How about that? Okay, because I just want you to get started. Again, as we continue to grow, as you're growing, I'll show you, we'll do some editing together and why that's so important. But right now, we're just keeping it 100. So why would you be afraid? You don't know what people going to think about you. I wear all this pink. They like, I don't like pink. Why she got a gap in her mouth? I've had people say that. You know you got a gap. I'm like, you don't think I woke up this morning after all these years on this life and knew I had a gap? Look, cheese is right there, okay? So people will talk about you. So that's frightening. My husband did not want me to start a YouTube channel. I have 3 of them, matter of fact. I have 3. But when I was first starting, he was like, I don't want you to do that. And I was like, no, I got something to talk about. He was like, well, what about it? Because he thought I was really sensitive. And I'm not that sensitive. I mean, I don't want nobody talking about me. Do you? Nobody want nobody talking about them. And that's what stops a lot of people. What are my friends going to say? I'm too fat. I'm too dark skinned. I'm too light skinned. My hair's too nappy. My hair's too long. My hair's too short. What are people going to say? And I've had people comment on that. I've had people in my comments talking about big back. And I was like, I had to look that up. I was like, what's big back? So they were trying to imply about my weight. So I don't get intimidated by that. People been talking about my weight all my life. So you can still talk about it. But the point is, I had to check myself too, because I'm in the comments. I'm like, you know what? You can go start your own channel if you don't like what's going on over here. But that's not professional, right? We're going to keep it professional. But my point is that people are going to talk about you. They're going to talk about you either way. They're going to talk about you if you're doing YouTube or you're not doing YouTube. Some people going to think, girl, you're too old to be doing YouTube. That's for kids. You can't make no money doing YouTube. So you're hearing all this negativity. It's frightening. It's like, well, are they right? Should I do it? Maybe I shouldn't. If I had $1 for every time somebody told me not to do something, I'd be rich. I'll be rich. So some stuff, yeah, you want to take into account. I know even with my husband, when he was concerned for me doing YouTube, I always try to keep all of my channels very professional about what I'm speaking about, not to go too far off topic because I don't want to be bullied. And I'm not going to be bullied. When somebody's in my comments and they're saying something that I don't want to see, I don't want to talk about, we not going there, I'll block and delete them. Block and delete. So that's an option too. So you are going to be scared for all the different reasons. How are you going to sound? Are people going to think you country? Are they going to think you ghetto? Right? You may not speak the perfect English. Your teeth aren't straight. Because I've had many people comment about my gap. Well, not a lot, but people talk about it. The ones that's trying to troll, that's what we call them, trolls or spammers. They get in your comments and try to bully you. Well, you're not going to bully me on my channel. You're going to go get your own channel, okay? So those are a few things that will frighten people, though, from starting, okay? So to overcome that, though, I do need you to work on your self-confidence. And again, remember, they're going to talk about you anyway. So why not start your channel, start getting paid eventually for the knowledge that you know, and share what you know with other people, okay? Because they still talking about you, no matter if you show up on camera or not. And I will say this too about fear. Don't let other people put their fear on you. Don't let other people put their fear on you. Sometimes other people are frightened, and the 90% of people are. It's a very few people that make it in this industry when it comes to social media and content creation, because they are so worried what other people are thinking about them. Now, I'm not saying we don't care, but the average person is so afraid that they're never going to start their channel. I don't want that to be you. I want you to hear what they say, process a few of those people if it makes sense, and then it goes out the other ear because you're going to be about yours, right? The next thing is being afraid of not being perfect. like I said, I'm not editing this video. This whole series that I'm doing is not going to be edited because I want you to see that you need to just get started. You need to get started. Before on my other channels, I have all this editing and pop-ups and music and jazz and this and that. I want you just to get started. I watch so many people now and they're just getting started. They're not doing all that fancy stuff. So your first few videos do not have to be perfect. And you're worried about that. Well, I don't have a background. I don't have a backdrop. I don't have a wardrobe. I don't have a team. I don't have the right equipment. All these things are frightening because you think you need all these things. So we're going to reframe all of that. And we're going to say, no, I'm going to show up on camera in my authentic self for my audience weekly, share what I know, and let them do the rest. And let the audience do the rest. The audience will tell you what they need from you. They will tell you if they want you to be more energetic. Now, for some people, that might be too much. So they may say, hey, calm down. You know, you may show up and you got your whole, you know, kind of fast talking. They like, hey, wait a minute, you talk too fast for me. And I've had people tell me that before. You know, your audience will tell you. I was chewing gum one time. I was chewing gum. I was doing a day in the life in a video and chewing gum. And this lady in the comments, I just said it was a lady. It could have been a guy. I think it was a lady based on the name. And she was like, you know you shouldn't be chewing gum while you're talking. I'm like, it's a day in the life. I'm chewing gum. I'm just chill. You know, so they will get in your comments, though, and they will tell you what they need, what they want, what they like, what they don't. Okay? Oh, I kind of like that. But we're not letting them dictate our channel. Okay? This is one of those things when it comes to being afraid on YouTube and everything. This is your channel. You decide what you're going to post. And it's up to them if they want to watch or not. But I don't let people dictate too much about my channel. That's like, this is my house. When you come to my house, you got my rules to follow, right? When I come to your home, there are rules to follow. I talk about what we're going to talk about. Okay, if you want to go do your own channel, that's what I tell people sometimes. I'm like, you know, you can start your own YouTube channel. Or I'll ask them, I'm like, what's your handle? What's your YouTube handle? You know, a handle is the name of your channel for those of you who may be spanking brand new. So the handle for this channel is Kreators Klub with Kimmi, okay? Your channel may be Susie the Cookie Maker, okay? So that's your channel. So my point being, though, ain't nobody running this up in here. So I don't have to be afraid. This is my channel. You do what I say. This is my house. Kim's house. Okay? Okay, so the next thing is, when it comes to being scared to posting on YouTube, though, is your confidence will come with posting consistently. Now, some of us are just naturally born talkers. I'm one of those people. I could talk to a rock. I walk in a room and my friends always have a running joke. Kimmi will have your social security number in 5 minutes. Because I'm a talker. I'm interested in people. It's not because I'm being nosy. I'm genuinely interested. Hey, so where you work at? How long you been there? Can I work there? Are they hiring? What are the qualifications? How many kids you got? Are you married, single? So I'm asking these questions because I like to know people. I like to know people. So it's not that I'm, like I said, being nosy. So you will see what your audience wants. And again, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. But every time you post a video, your confidence is going to grow. Every time you're filming a video, your confidence is going to grow. If you go back and look at my very first video, like 5 years ago on my other channel, I was sitting there, I was like, hi, I'm Kimmi, da-da-da, da-da-da. You know, and I changed the name of the channel like several times because I didn't know what I wanted to be. And I was like, this is Keeping It Real with Kimmi, you know, and I sound like a news reporter. This is Keeping It Real with Kimmi. And then I went and changed it. I was like, yeah, this is, I forgot what I called it the second time, but it actually had 3 different titles. And the last one is when I grew my business and it stuck, right? See, we keeping it real because my glasses fogging up because I'm getting hot. I'm very passionate about YouTube. But we're not editing this. We're not editing. I want you to see real life, real creators. This is what we do. This is what we do. We show up, we show out. Okay. So I forgot what I was telling y'all. But anyway, so you got, I know. Confidence will grow as you continue to do your posting. That's what I was saying. So every video you do And when you go back and look at my old stuff, you can see. But now I'm really into my own. I'm like, hey, whatever. If you don't like my pink flower, you can go somewhere else. If you think I'm too big or my back too big, that's your problem. Okay, I'm going to still show up and show out. This is my channel, as I was saying earlier. So every time you post, though, and you'll see some room for improvement. So I'm not saying we're going to hop on here. We're going to be nonchalant about our channels. We're going to be ghetto. I'm not saying any of that. I want you to take this serious because I do. This is a business for me. I'm an author. Look, start your notary business. I got a book. I got courses. I got ebooks. I got blogs, podcasts, you name it. I got the whole work. So I'm not saying we're going to show up and be sloppily in our work. We're not. Or slovenly. We're not. We're not going to be lazy about it. But I am saying we're not going to stress ourselves out so much where we never get started. And every time you post, it's an opportunity. And you'll even catch yourself. You're like, do I say too much? You ever hear somebody and they use these word, I think it's called, and y'all gonna check me on it, but wordisms and stuff like that. Somebody's always saying, you know. So as you're filming, you'll feel yourself saying that. I filmed one of my courses and I had my virtual assistant. And I told her, I said, hey, cut out some of them and cut out some of you know, or whatever like that. Because I was saying it a lot. Not because I didn't know what I was saying, but it was kind of like a crutch, I guess. So those are things that as you continue to do your channels or as you continue to post, you'll realize, you know what, I say this too much. Let me take that out. Or I need to bring the energy in my opening. You know, maybe your opening is really slow. Hey, welcome to Kreators Klub with Kimmi. And then you realize you get louder as you keep going on. But no, you might need to bring the energy in the beginning because that's when people are just watching you for the first time. So you bring the energy and then you can kind of slow at the end, you know. Thanks for watching, guys. But you can't be slow in the beginning because people going to cut it off. You got about an 8-second window, because people's attention span nowadays, it's so doggone short, y'all. It is short. People are watching TikTok and Instagram and all that. They want everything in 2 seconds. If you can't explain it to them in 2 seconds, they are gone. They are gone. So that's another reason why I still love YouTube, though, because YouTube is long-form content. And of course, I'm going to do some shorts out of these videos, like 30 seconds or less or whatever. But there are people that want to sit down and get to know you, have a real conversation with you watching your videos. And again, they will tell you what they like, what they don't like. So every time you post, it's an opportunity to get better, to improve. Okay. So I wanted to give you some tips on if you are scared. Again, I'm going to just wrap this up in a bow. Don't forget, we all are scared. We all have different reasons why we may be afraid. Your first few videos do not need to be perfect. Actually, none of them need to be perfect because we're not perfect, right? And then the last thing is you are going to become more confident every single time you post. That's just going to happen. Regardless if you're trying to or not, you're going to get better. If you keep doing anything long enough, you will get better at it, especially if you got the right mind and heart in it, okay? So again, I'm Coach Kimmi. I teach people how to start YouTube like a pro. I'm wishing you much success on your channel, and I want you to keep creating. Bye.